Okay.
Okay.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Bob Patel. I'm with Century 21 Jordan Lincoln Company, based out of Visalia, California. So we are in the Central Valley with 5 offices. Mitch Matsunami, that's drinking coffee right now. He is my counterpart in our Fresno, California location. So this is a training that we are doing for my brokerage. So just an FYI, it's not a Century 21 approved training, but typically whenever we do any trainings at our brokerage, or Mitch and I do, and it's related to either AI or 21 Online or MoxieWorks tools, we just put it out. If anybody else wants to join in, they're welcome to join in because at the end of the day, we're all using the same tools and we're all part of the same Century 21 family. So hopefully, let me silence my phone. Of course, it would start going off right now. Can you believe while we were chatting, Mitch, I had 7 missed calls.
Golly.
Yeah,
It's
holy
Monday.
Moses. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, let's see. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
It should. Here it says prompt like a pro, AI strategies to scale your business.
correct.
I see it on the background on your screen.
Yep.
Yes, sir. So this was a part of the presentation I was going to do at the Elevate event in Orlando, but I had 2 presentations. I had a morning session for brokers and one for agents. So it took me a little while up until probably about 15 minutes ago to combine the two because I'm like, okay, there's no reason to do 2 full-blown ones because most of the tools are relevant to either. Whether a broker's using whatever tools we're going to introduce or creating prompts for recruiting and retention, or if an agent's using it because they want to grow their business via content, AI scripts, or YouTube scripts, etc. So both of them will be suitable for each group. So let's just get started while we're at it. So one of the things most people need to understand that AI isn't just coming, it's actually already here. Um, so the biggest thing for most leaders or team leaders is to understand that are you leading the way? Because if you're not at least open to learning it, you may have either your team leaders, if you have a team or looking to grow, or if you're a brokerage, you're like, okay, I need to at least understand what is AI, even though maybe I may never use it, but how can I figure out how to at least be relevant and show my agents the potential of what they can do. Um, AI is already changing how clients find homes. We already know that. And how agents generate business, it's already changing in the landscapes. So what happens is, especially in the AI change, there's a lot of changes happening, and we're going to cover that near the end, especially when it comes to Google. They have just basically just took the algorithm and just spitted it out and chewed it back in, and they'd already made some new changes coming up. So the big thing here is if your agents are learning AI, then you or somebody in your brokerage or a leader or a team leader needs to be leading the way. Just says, hey, I'm here, especially for recruiting because there are a lot of brokerages out there that may not have the support for artificial intelligence or have somebody that says, hey, let me just teach you this part or let me teach you this part, something. So keep that in mind. What we are going to talk about, and it's not just AI, what we're going to talk about is creating prompts. So prompt is a preset set of instructions you give AI that says, hey, I need A, B, C, D, and E content, but a prompt is a pre-written instruction. So once you create the perfect prompt for whether it's a listing agreement, excuse me, a listing description, whether it's for social media, AI, voiceovers, or whatever you want to do, you don't have to recreate that step. It's already written as a set of instructions, and I'm going to explain that more. Uh, but to use the RIDE, it's called RIDE, RIDE framework for writing a prompt. We're going to go over what RID stands for to understand it. And like I said, I've already created GPT machine, so don't freak out that you're on your own because you're not. So on RIDE, you have RIDE. One is a role. You have to tell AI how to act. What role are you playing? Number two, you have to give it an intent to says, hey, tell me what you're trying to accomplish. Okay. The third part on that is detail. Provide specific. Is it related to a specific audience? Is it a specific format? Is it a specific tone that you're going to use? Professional, um, comedic, if you want it to be a little comedy added into it. So that's where you decide on the tone. And then you also tell it, hey, length. If you're going to give me a content, let's say for a blog post or social media, keep it under X amount of words or X amount of characters. And then this way it's following a preset set of instructions. So like the example says, act. Act as a real estate recruiter. Let's say this is for a brokerage. Create a persuasive email to a top producing agent who's feeling unsupported at their current brokerage. That is the create. The keep it confident, respectful, and with a call to actions to book a call with the broker. So act, create, and keep it. So this is how you do it. So instead of saying create me an email to an agent, you're trying to give it as much detail. And we're going to go into depth into that. So let's make it simple. First, if you have ChatGPT, hopefully most of you do, the free version, great. Those of you that want to invest $20, you can get the pro version, which I would recommend most people do because most of you, if I know you and everybody else, usually blow $20 in probably 2 days on something that you didn't need. And if you're a good coffee drinker, you just don't drink coffee twice. You paid for GPT for a month. So GPT is a pre-trained transformer. You don't need to know that. Basically, think of a GPT machine. If you create it, it becomes your smart assistant. So when people are talking about, hey, you can create digital assistants, yes, you create GPT machines based on what you're looking for, what kind of content you're trying to create. So you could create a GPT machine that only handles your social media content that it spits out. A GPT machine that's maybe you trained it to says, hey, this GPT machine is designed with the specific criteria I've already given it to create content for my website, blog posts, etc. So you think of, like I said, think of GPT as a smart assistant that can write, summarize, brainstorm, and problem solve. Remember, a GPT machine and chat or any other AI is not magic or a robot that replaces humans. Just gotta remember that because what it is designed to do, and everybody out in the AI world will tell you, it is designed to amplify your leadership and your systems. So basically, you're going to use AI to create content, but then you're going to go through and review it to put your own personal touch to amplify what it gave you. So the whole idea behind that is you're not spending 30, 40 minutes or an hour or two trying to come up with something you're trying to write. You're going to use AI to spit it out in different variations, maybe to give you some kind of context and says, perfect. Okay, I like what it gave me. I didn't waste half the day. Now I just need to rewrite it, rephrase it in my own voice. That is where you start saving time. Okay. So analogy could be think of GPT like a really sharp intern that never sleeps. The better the instructions you give it, the better the results. That's why a prompt is super important. Brokers, how can brokers use this? I'm going to try to keep it as simple as I can because if not, we can go forever. One thing for recruiting, if you stand out in a crowded place, so you can have AI that says, once you've created the prompt to help you craft unique recruiting and social media posts. And one of the sessions in here that we're going to go over, and Mitch knows about it, is called creating the perfect client avatar. Okay, and I'm going to explain that more. So, and then also personalizing outreach for different agent types. So if you're creating content like an email or a social media post, you can have AI says, hey, can you create in several different versions? One for rookies, somebody brand new, maybe 0 to 3 months in the business. Can you also create it for somebody 6 months to a year, somebody that's seasoned 1 to 2 years to 3 hours? And also, hey, maybe for agents that might be burnt out, I also want a call to action. And maybe they're in a luxury market. And you can specify once you've created one GPT machine, it can give you content on all of that pretty much within 30 seconds. Really amazing. The other thing you can do is if you have a system that's potentially broken, you can actually upload a handbook or whatever you have or a training guide that you have in your office, a PDF, upload it and ask ChatGPT to actually analyze it. So you can create general, let's say, welcome packets, handbooks, one-day checklists. It has to know who you are, what you're trying to create, what kind of content you're trying to create. Remember, you have to have specific roles. Create role-based scripts for new agents, training plan, listing appointment guides. There's a million things you can do. The other thing you can do is you can automate marketing, automate email newsletters, listing descriptions, social media captions, and you can use prompts to write blog posts, postcards, even scripts for your video marketing. When you talk about prompts for postcards and video, Mitz has already done that. We used AI to says, hey, I need a script for YouTube, and it narrowed down to a T how to use that script. The other thing you can do is you can talk about agent retention, make them feel welcome. So you can provide cheat sheets. And if you're not, even if you don't understand AI, you just need to understand how to talk to it because you can get AI to give you cheat sheets on AI, which is still better than something that you're not providing to your agents. You can build a GPT that helps agents with social media, client messages, and license rep. The cool thing about building a GPT is you can build it from scratch, or you can use chat to help you build the GPT. So think about it. You want to create a GPT machine to help your agents with social media posts that has all your information about your brokerage, office number, everything. But you can actually use AI by asking the right questions to create the GPT for you. That'll help your agent. So technically, if you understood how to speak to chat, it'll do the work for you. And it's okay if he says, I don't understand. Can you re-explain that for me? Oh, this doesn't look right. My agents will not like this, or it's too complicated. It'll start going back and forth. And the biggest thing you have to realize is if you're using ChatGPT, have a conversation with it. If it's not what you want, tell it. Pretend the chat is the other person sitting across from your desk. And whatever you're thinking, if it doesn't look right, it doesn't make sense, type it in. You'll be surprised about the content that you'll get back and forth. And then ask it, hey, I would love your feedback. What do you think? And it'll give you some feedback. But originally, when you start the chat conversation, you got to remember, you got to tell it who you are. I am a broker owner of Century 21 Jordan Lincoln Company. We are located in Visalia with 5 offices, 350 agents. We started back here. We specialize in residential real estate, fine home and estates, luxury market, commercial real estate, and ag and land. So as much information you can give it at the beginning so it understands who you are. When you have that conversation, it'll give you the information that you want. Agents, I try to keep this as simple because there's a laundry list of stuff that you can do. And a lot of it you want to automate. Well, automating is sometimes not free. You have to use a third-party application. And I wanted to keep that out. But if it's an agent just kind of wanting to learn, so well, think about it. You can create personalized text. You can create emails. Say, hey, I need to create an email for so and so. Can you help me out? Social media based on property interests and user behavior. You can instantly generate polished MLS listings. Of course, you got to use the right prompt. Instagram captions, Facebook ad copy. Of course, you got to have the right prompt, like we said. Whoa, what did I go there for? Prompt idea. So write a luxury style listing for a 4 bedroom in Palm Springs with a pool and mountain view. So at least that is a start of a prompt. Most of you would have just said, give me a listing description. Bam. At least you're giving it context, 4 bedroom, Palm Springs, pool, mountain view. You could now, if you went into further details, you could actually get more of a better response. One of the big things now is we're going to cover later is video. So you can use AI, ChatGPT, let's say, just stick with that one to create video scripts. So tools like HeyGen, Synthesia can turn listing photos into narrated videos if you want to use it. great for YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. But you can also tell ChatGPT, says, hey, I'm going to create a video. This is what it's based on. Can you give me a guide on bullet points, on talking points? And it'll actually give you an entire script once you get done. Probably take you less than a couple of minutes. And then now you have a script that you can read for a video. Really cool. Give it a try. You can ask it. One of the cool things that it does is ChatGPT is live, especially on the pro version. You can actually ask it to summarize local market data. So I've taken a website URL that's out there that has content and I've put it into chat and says, hey, you're a top legal analyst for Century 21, providing resources for Century 21 agents. Can you visit this URL and give me a summary of this in bullet points? And it'll actually crawl that website, bring it back, give me a bullet point summary. So now I can talk to an agent or a client and explain what's going on. So think about that. It could actually read, you could upload an entire listing, your listing presentation from your brokerage and ask it to summarize this 28-page report or how many pages it is and give me bullet points that I can go over with brand new agents as I'm trying to teach the listing agreement. A lot of things you can do. The biggest thing is you just got to get started. So let's build a real prompt together. So scenario. Let's say we're trying to record a luxury real estate agent from another broker. They're likely successful but feel neglected. So let's try that one. Neglected, undervalued, or lacking support. Admin, marketing, leadership, leads, etc. Okay. So RIDE prompt, RIDE. RIDE is role. What you got to do is you got to clarify the role for ChatGPT and says, hey, define who ChatGPT should become and what they should specialize in. So you're going to, the prompt is going to be act as a top real estate recruiter, or you can say act as a top Century 21 real estate recruiter. So you're giving it a role. You're going to give it some, what do you specialize in, with a proven track record of onboarding luxury agents from competing brokerages. So ChatGPT is putting this hat on and says, okay, got it. What do I do? Well, you specialize in persuasive messaging that resonates with agents who feel unsupported. Now, I'm telling you, most of you wouldn't have put that down. I don't know what you would have put down, but you wouldn't have and wouldn't got anything close. So that's your role. So this is ChatGPT's role to act as a real estate recruiter with a proven track record onboarding luxury agents with from a competing brokerage, specializing in persuasive messaging that resonates. What is the intent for chat? The intent is what do you want to achieve? Example, your goal, so now this is the second part of the prompt. Your goal is to craft a persuasive LinkedIn DM or an email or Instagram message that will grab the attention of a luxury agent to get them curious enough to start a conversation. So that's the intent on the prompt, RI. Then we're going to go to D, data. Provide relevant context. So what you have to do is for it to create the ideal content, it has to understand, okay, well, are there target pain points, geography, basically location, your brokerage value, propositions, tones. So you have to give it input. So example, agent type could be luxury agent. Problem could be feels unsupported by current brokerage. Location could be, you insert the location, West LA, Miami, Long Beach, etc. Value proposition would be white glove marketing, concierge admin support, strong broker mentorship, luxury brand preference, and private client network. And tone could be subtle, classy, confident, not sales. So I know most of you be like, oh my God, I gotta type all that in. You only gotta do it once. So what you do is once you create the perfect prompt, once we get done, I'll show you, you copy it, put it in a Word document or a Google Drive document, save it. So the next time you need to use it, you copy it, paste it into chat, hit enter, and boom. Okay, E, RIDE, execution, ready prompt, final version. Here's the full version. So you got it done. So RIDE prompt, act as a top performing real estate recruiter who specializes in attracting real estate agents from another brokerage. You understand the emotional and business pain points that successful agents often experience, especially when they feel unsupported, unleveraged, or overlooked. Write a LinkedIn message that speaks directly to high-end agents in whatever city you want to put in. You may be feeling the strain of doing everything alone. Position our brokerage as a discreet, high-level alternative, offering elevated support, private client access, and a polished, empowering environment for agents who expect more. Use a confident, subtle tone. Avoid sounding pushy or salesy. Make them feel seen, curious enough to respond. Highlight key differences like white glove, administrative support, leadership accessibility, and end with a soft call to action, inviting them for a private call. Wowzer. Okay. So now, example on how to output from that prompt. Hey, let's say Mitz, I've been following your work in Fresno, California luxury market. You built a standout brand. I talk with a lot of high performing agents, and it's surprising how many feel like they're carrying the weight alone. Phenomenal producers with little support. At Century 21 Journal Link, we're quietly built a different environment, tailored marketing, high-end admin support, direct broker access, and a network designed for top-tier clientele. I don't know if you're looking to explore options, but if you ever want to compare notes or hear what we're doing behind the scenes, I'd be happy to connect. No pressure. Wishing you continued success either way. That literally probably took about 2 minutes to spit out, but it was a prompt that was written to kind of generate. Now, in the prompt, if I had it wrote it to where the first thing ChatGPT asked was the other person's information, then this would have been more personal. Okay. So, Dexter, this is a prompt. If some of you want to try it, you're welcome to take your phone and scan that little QR code. So Dexter was built, we call him Dexter, or I call him Dexter, is a purpose-built GPT machine designed exclusively to craft high-quality research prompts using RIDE. So Dexter serves as a virtual prompt engineer, helping you articulate precious structured questions and parameters for subsequent AI tools or human research. So if you use this, it'll start working on prompts based on what you're looking for. Now, this is one prompt. It's one GPT. I'm sorry, it's an actual entire machine. But what it will do is it will create the prompt based on what you're looking for. So it doesn't have to be real estate specific. It could be if you have a side gig, you can use Dexter that says, hey, this is what I'm working on. I need you to help me create this. Because then once you create the prompt, that is where you'll create all your content. Okay. Second step I need to talk, what I really want to talk to you guys about is an ICA. We talked to my agents quite a bit. Mitch has sat in that class and it's an eye-opener. What most people that I've realized working in marketing and especially with my brokerage, most agents that either are working have no idea who their ideal client is. None. I talk to brand new agents and they're like, oh yeah, I sell anything. So what's your niche market? Oh, I can sell anything. I'm like, okay, you know what? You don't have a ideal client. Everybody has an ideal client, whether it's high end, whether it's luxury, whether it's first time home buyers, whether it's a Spanish speaker, etc. Everybody has their niche client market because they always say, well, I got clients looking in this price range. Okay, so you do have clients, you just don't know who your clients are. Because what happens is, and bear with me, when you don't understand who your ideal client is, you're putting out content that you're hoping sticks, but it may not be created for your ideal client. And I'm going to explain why. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from clarity to conversion. So clarity is basically making sense and make it crystal clear in real estate. If they're confused, they'll never convert. So basically what that means is if you're putting content out there for your ideal customers, but the content is not actually for your ideal customer. They're like, huh? And they just skip through, skip through, skip through. So what you want to do is you want to clearly articulate what you're offering, straightforward, remove jargon, emphasize your main main promise. For instance, instead of saying I use AI to streamline operations, you can say I help agents spend less time on busy work and more time on closing deals and growing their business. All depends on how you want to frame. Key goal is encouraging your audience to respond. Whatever you put out, you gotta put it out to where they're responding. Emotion, you gotta invoke emotion. When you put out stuff on social media, there has to be like, oh, catches their attention. Does it foster a connection? People don't purchase properties, they purchase emotions. Okay. Yes, they buy a house, but it's the one they fell in love with. So there's an emotion trigger to that part. You got to foster a connection, empathy, and inspiration. Incorporate stories of dream homes, address concerns like neighborhood safety, highlight future aspirations such as building a family. So you could say you're juggling clients, marketing, and paperwork. Imagine working at a brokerage that gives you your time back with systems that let you focus on selling, not scrambling. The key goal here is encourage them to feel that this is exactly the kind of brokerage I've been looking for, or this is the exact kind of agent that I'm looking for, somebody that understands me. Context, you have to illustrate, let's say regarding recruiting, the recruiting journey. Show how your brokerage solutions work. Utilize examples, tools, straightforward steps. Focus on the transformation of their career journey instead of enumerating features. So, example would be with our systems, you can easily automate follow-ups, access on-demand training, and get personalized support to grow your business. So the key goal there is to inspire them to think like, huh, I could see myself there because I don't see that where I'm at currently. Okay. And then the conversion is you have to encourage action, no matter how you do it. Yes, I'm talking about recruiting, but that could be in anything. You have to conclude with a clear and specific call to action. Ensure that it's simple, straightforward. So example could be, let's chat about your goals and see if our brokerage is the right fit. It's simple, okay? And what is idea is to potentially says, I might make them think, am I ready for a move? Depending on how you ask the question. So your connection between ICA and clarity, your ICA, which is your ideal customer avatar, is the who. The clarity, emotion, context, conversion framework is how you communicate. So first you got to know who your customers are, who your clients are. If you're a broker, who am I trying to recruit? Because I'm not going to take anybody. Not everybody's going to fit your brokerage. Some of them may be cancerous. You're like, oh God, no, we're not taking that person. So you got to figure out, okay, who would be my ideal agents that I'm trying to recruit? For agents, who are my ideal customers? I don't want those customers that potentially all they want to do is look around and have me show them 50 homes. I got to have a specific niche, specific group of individuals that I want to be able to market to, and hopefully with the right context I'm putting out, they're the ones that are actually ready to buy or serious about buying and not just looking. So we did this exercise a while back, and it's super important because most agents don't understand who their ideal client is. So let's say if we're talking um, about a male born in 1948, because that's where most people stop. Well, it's a male born in the UK, married twice, lives in a castle, wealthy and famous. Okay, if that's all you did, like most agents, well, my clients are 25 to 51, they're Spanish speaking. Okay, what else? Well, that's it. Okay, so then they create content, but think about it. Who are they creating content for? Both of these individuals are the same. They are both males, born in 48, raised in the UK. They're both married. They both live in a castle. They're both wealthy. They're both famous. Which one are you doing the ad to? Who are you trying to attract? If your content online is vague, you don't know who it's going. It's going out and boom. Now let's try this one. Female mother, mid 40s, wealthy, philanthropic, high profile marriage, fashion icon. Two different people, same profile, exactly same profile. Hey, Gina, I'm gonna share the slides with you, okay? Don't worry if you miss something. So these are the exact same people, but they're also different people, totally different. So you could be doing an ad for Kate and it's hitting Kim, but she's not interested. But Kate is, but you're not doing the right ad because all you gave chat or AI is the basic profile information, the basic. Why is that important? Because 90% of most marketers hit the top. They do the demographic, surface facts, and they'll do ads. And most agents do too. They do ads based on surface facts. But how many of you guys on this call have actually took the time to says, what is my ideal customer's beliefs and values? Probably none of you. So that's the second tier that most people will not touch. The third tier is, okay, what are the emotional drivers? Because this market's changing, so now you're gonna really have to get to know your clients. Okay, especially when you do it with AI search, you don't have a choice because you can't put generic content out there. It ain't gonna help you. So the third part, way at the bottom, it says emotional. Do you know your client's emotional drivers? Do you know their fears? Their identity tension. What is keeping them up at night? What is their aspirations, goals? Do you know that from your clients? Because if you do, you can create content that if they saw it on a social media post, it'll make them stop scrolling. If not, they're just going this way. That's all they're doing. Okay. So in the AI world, an ideal client avatar, ICA, is also known as a buyer persona. So when you put a client avatar together, and you can create hundreds of them, you're saying this particular client avatar, fake persona, is my ideal customer. And then I'm going to create content based on this persona. So also known as a buyer persona, a customer avatar is a detailed, semi-fictional representation of your ideal customer. When you give that information to chat, you'd be surprised the content that it puts out. And it's also a key element of any marketing strategy helping you understand your target audience at a certain level because everybody else is only putting the basic information at top, trying to create content, and you're going down to emotional triggers. Okay. So why is it important? The clarity part is you have to understand your ideal customer. The emotional trigger part is you have to connect to what truly motivates them. Content topics is things that resonate with them. Like, oh, interest rates. Yes, that resonates with everybody. An objection handling is how you remove those barriers so you can have the conversation. Okay. So ICA, age, gender, industry, income, and location. That's pretty much what most people use to create social media posts. But we never talk about what keeps them up at night. What are their core fears? What success looks like to them? What's the outcome? Hey, do we even know what an outcome would look like to somebody? Okay. And then what do they avoid? So I know I've talked to a lot of agents. They're like, I call my customer, they're not calling me back. Well, are they afraid of something? Are they afraid of potentially making a commitment because interest rates are too high, etc.? We don't know. You never had the conversation with them to say, why are they ignoring your call? And then how does your offer impact them? All super important. And it seems like it's a lot of work. It is, but we can keep it simpler. So why customer behaviors matter, and it's going to be super key as time goes forward because you have to understand their decision making based on anchors, based on their value propositions and what they care about the most. So once you figure that out, you'll know how they're going to make that decision. The buying process, write motivational copies that land based on buying process. If it's trust, connect your offer to real human emotion. All depends on, I think, am I going to focus on buying process or trust? If it's trust, okay, what are their emotional triggers? And let me create ad copy based on that. So how do they think and act? Think about this. Freedom time, time for freedom. If they're looking for freedom, the one on the right, let's say somebody created an ad, says streamline marketing and boost productivity. Okay, I probably scroll right past it. if freedom time is what I was looking for. But if I saw I didn't have to, you didn't start a business to work 24/7. Get somebody to stop scrolling if they come across that headline. Moreover, streamline marketing. Like, okay, I'm trying to save time here. You didn't start a business to work 24/7. I might get somebody to stop scrolling. Okay. Then what's holding them back? Right side, transform your body with a proven method. Okay. If somebody's trying to lose weight or trying to do something different, would that stop them from scrolling? Probably not. The right side says you're not lazy, you've just been given a wrong plan. Like, may get somebody that says, I might have the wrong plan. Yes, you might. We don't know yet. What they deeply want. Why they're doing this is the question. Why are you moving? Why are you selling? Why do you need to ABC, whatever it is? Okay, great. Who are you doing this for? Are you doing it for yourself, your family? So you're understanding their why, who, and then what do they imagine life would look like if we can make this happen? You're going to hit some emotional triggers because now they're like, wow, my agent asked me why I'm doing this, who and what, and says, I'm going to help you with your why, who, and what together. That's very, very powerful, very emotional, but you're hitting what? You're understanding their end goal, which makes it a little bit more personal for you. So think about it. If we relate to parenting, the right one says boost productivity with that time system. That ain't gonna get cut it for me. The left one says you shouldn't have to choose between career and kids. That might help me stop scrolling. So it all depends on what kind of ad copy you're doing. This is all based on ad copy. And AI can help you do that. And then what will make stop their scroll? What will make them stop their scroll? You have to create content that's pain to promise. What are their pain points and how are you going to fix it? So generate topic ideas that speak directly to what they're struggling with. A lot of people are struggling right now. They don't know what they want to do, whether they want to sell or whether they want to buy. You got to come up with topics that's going to help get their attention and then show them what a better outcome is possible. You got to find out what are they struggling with. And main thing is pain points. Call out their struggles, challenges. This is your opening hook. If it's dreams, you got to be aspirations or the end results become the promise. Trust providing value. Because a lot of times I know my agents are just the same. I ask how many of those they wouldn't know. I said, you've never really had a conversation with your buyer or seller, have you? No. So think about this. Right side says unlock cutting AI tools today. That's the value. The value is transform your business with latest trends. The hook is unlock cutting edge AI tools today. Okay. Left side, overwhelmed by AI, you're not alone. See, one hook says unlock cutting AI tools today. The other hook says overwhelmed by AI, you're not alone. The value on the poor side says transform your business with the latest trends. The good one says value is save 10 hours a week. No tech skills required. See how simple that is? I'll stop scrolling on that one. I am not scrolling on the other one. I've already got a tech overload. So the left side says, I can save 10 hours a week. No tech skills required. I'm in. And that's where most agents will come in once they understand how to use AI. I mean, Mitt's going to 10. I mean, he could literally save 10 hours a week if he doesn't get sidetracked. Right, Mitz?
Yep.
Absolutely. So what makes them say yes? So there are 4 objections that somebody can come up with. It's money, effort, time, or sacrifice. How much is it going to cost me? Oh, effort. This will be too hard. I hear that all day. Time. I don't have time to do this. I hear that all the time with my agents. I don't have time. Like, wow. And sacrifice. What will I have? What will I have to give up? 4 major objections you got to come through. Then, so the ripple effect of a clear ICA is if you get it wrong, you waste time convincing the wrong people. That's why when most people, when they hire a marketing agency, you're paying a lot of money. You know why? Because they did all the ICA work for you. They probably ask you a 10-sheet report. I need you to give me this information, which is basically they're creating this ICA. They're saying, okay, I got everything that Gina gave me, 10 pages. Okay, we're going to put all this in a system. We're going to figure out who her ideal customers and who she's trying to cater to so we can create the marketing ad. And it's going to be about $1,000 a month or $700 a month or whatever you're paying to do that. But if you can create your own ICA and you get it right, you feel like you read their mind. All depends on how you want to do it. So most of you are probably already confused, like, oh my God, don't worry. What you're going to do is, like I said, I'm sharing this PowerPoint. Excuse me. Getting hot in here. I'm going to share this PowerPoint at the end with a QR code. And I also will put it online. But regarding the ICA builder, if you scan this QR code right here, it'll actually walk you through, and it's going to take a little bit of time. I say mid-time when we did it, how long? 15, 20 minutes?
It took me about 20 minutes, including the personality examination and stuff like that. So
50, let's say 30 minutes, maybe.
there you go.
It's going to ask you a whole bunch of questions, but I think it's a good exercise for those of you that are here because it's going to let you understand who your ideal customers are and make you think. The idea is it's going to make you think, you're like, oh my God, I've been doing this all wrong. I never knew who my ideal customers were. This ICA will help you build your ideal customer. And we'll go through these at the end if you want. But this is the main one right here. Then we're going to talk about mastering prompts. And all of these are creating, this is to create your ideal avatar. So you know who your ideal customers are. And then so when you create, hey, chat, act like this, and here's the information on my ideal client avatar, you're going to paste that in there too. So now when you're creating content, guess what? It's going to create it exact to that one specific person, your ideal customer. Okay. The other thing I want you guys to understand, and we will move along because I don't want to run out of time, mastering AI prompts with Castle. So Castle is a framework that just popped out. So what it is it's the secret to unlocking the full potential of AI lies not in technology. Remember, that's not in technology, but how we communicate. It's all about how we talk to communicate. Imagine crafting a single, well-structured sentence that transforms a vague, uninspired response into a masterpiece. So think about that. So, what is the power of prompt engineering? It's a skill that turns artificial intelligence into a collaborator than a tool. That is where prompt engineering, that's when you create a prompt, the perfect set of instructions. Okay. Yet many people struggle. They don't understand how to gap the bridge between their goals and AI output because they're asking vague questions, leaving untapped potential. So, good news, a simple, powerful framework called Castle can transform the way you interact with AI, making sure your prompts consistently deliver results that are sharp. Mitch hasn't even seen the Castle prompt yet, so he's sitting back there, all probably patiently waiting. So it's often daunting. So the Castle framework simplifies the daunting work of crafting a prompt. You're like, I don't know how to create a prompt, Bob. It's okay. This GPT machine will create your prompt for you. So to think about it, we've already took all the hard work out if you follow the directions. The 6 elements: character, action, setting, tone, lore, and expression. So this method offers a clear roadmap for creating prompts that are not only specific, but adaptable to any context. Okay. So whether you're looking to generate compelling marketing ads, streamline creation, or refine business, Castle will help you. So skip that one. Unlocking, skip that one. Understanding Castle. Character. create an AI role or a persona. For example, instructing the AI to act as, remember we said act? Act as a financial advisor or a technical writer. Ensure its responsive aligns with the expertise you require. Act like a recruiter if you're trying to recruit. Whatever you're trying to do, you got to give it a character. Action, specify the task with clear, actionable instructions. So instead of vague directives like write about technology, you want to use precise commands. So what you want to do is say, draft a blog post on the benefits of 5G technology for small businesses, right? Instead of write about technology. I like that one better. Setting, provide context, audience detail, and constraints. For instance, specifying the target audience, which would be your ICA. Okay, so you when it asks for that, you paste it. It reads all that like, wow, thank you so much. Oh my God, you did all this homework. Okay, college students and or medium social media posts. And so basically, for instance, specify the target audience to help you create the AI tailor for AI to tailor its response effectively. So when you get to this part and it's asking you about the audience, you put it paste in your ICA. Some of you are still going to be lost. It's okay. Reach out to me. Most of you have my number. Tone, set the desired style. Personality, voice, whether you need a professional tone for a business proposal or a casual tone for a lifestyle blog. Defining this upfront ensures consistency. Lore, include reference material. If you have a PDF, upload it. Okay. Supplying background information such as company goals, previous successful campaigns. It helps AI align. It says, oh, okay, got it. Okay, I understand. Expression, define the format of the output, whether you need a detailed report or bulleted list or conversational narrative, specifying this ensures clarity and stability. So basically, by addressing these 6 elements, you provide a framework for a comprehensive guide to crafting prompts. So it'll create the prompt for you. So practical approach. Marketing, create engaging copy, email campaigns, social media posts, tailored specific audience. Content, develop blog posts, video scripts, educational materials, define tone, structure, audience in mind. Business strategy could be to generate detailed reports, strategic plans, and proposals with clear objective. So this Castle prompt is this particular puppy right here. This will walk you through the entire thing. I would create, honestly, I would do the ICA first. So you understand, like, oh my God, this is my ideal client. You're gonna, once you have that data, you're gonna copy it, put it in Google Docs and says, label it my perfect ICA or my perfect client, paste that in there so you have it saved. Then you're gonna come to this Castle prompt, and when you get to the part where it's asking for your target audience, you're gonna paste that ICA right into it, boom, and then you're gonna keep going. Then it's gonna create content like you will not believe, okay? So the other prompt I want to show you is there's 4 types of stories in any marketing. Most of you understand that. It's either analytical driven, data, logical proof, aspirational. Is it vision? Is it success driven? Is it actionable, step by step? Hey, here's a guide, how to do this, step 1 through 9. Or is it anthropological, meaningful, culture driven? So there's 4 types of different marketing. Okay. So analytical would be, let's say, struggling to lose post baby weight, studies show 20-minute workout, blah, blah, blah. Aspiration could be imagine feeling confident, blah, 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 about kids program, etc. It all depends on how you want to create your content. The reason I'm saying that is because sometimes we create content meaning for actionable or aspirational, and we overwrite it and it's actionable. Okay, so reason I did that is I wanted to show you, if you scan this GPT machine, whatever content you put out, it's gonna give it to you in 4 formats, and you decide which one you want to use. So you basically open this GPT machine, paste your content, and it'll give it to you in an analytical, aspirational, actionable, and anthropological rewritten for you. And you're like, I like this one. So let me copy this, post it where I want because I wanted it to be aspirational, visionary, identity, lifestyle content. I just didn't know how to write it. So this will format it in whatever format that you want to do. Where's Jerry going? Getting dizzy. I'm gonna stop his video. Woo, Jerry, quit doing that. Okay, so that's what this prompt will do. We'll take you there. Latest news, real quick. So, YouTube. How many of you guys are on YouTube? Probably most of you, but most of you are not. Good job, Gina. So, AI search secret nobody told you about. Quick question. When was the last time you updated your YouTube? We just talked about. When was the last time you updated it, though, Gina? So, problem is optimizing a Google profile. YouTube currently is already now the second most cited source on AI. Think about this. You don't have a YouTube channel. Google just introduced AI search. So it has an AI search. If you go google.com, there's a little button that says AI search. You click it, you type in whatever you're asking, and it'll give you an AI answer. Not a standard search result, because that's Google for you. But Google AI search gives you, you're asking for this, here it is. Not here's a result of what you're asking for, pick one. So what it does, number two, remember this, it goes through every Google business profile, pulls data from your Google services, etc., your description of your business, any blog post that you did, update that you did, services you provide, things you have for sale, community events. It goes through all of that, and then it goes through YouTube and finds anything somebody's asking on AI search, brings it all back and gives them the results. Yeah. So think about this. If you don't have a Google business profile or have one, but have maintained it lately, you're not going to show up on AI search. And then if you have a YouTube channel, I just created, wanted to put one video, you're not going to be relevant on AI search. No ifs, ands, or buts. That is basically that is where it's getting. Because remember, Google AI search, and that's Google though. I mean, there's different AI search is different, but Google AI search is going to go through Google My Business because it's one of its own tools. It's going to go through YouTube because that is one of its own tools. It's not going to go outside his ecosystem for now. Say, hey, I'm going to use Google My Business to show relevant businesses, reviews, find out how many Christine, Gina, Katie, hey Katie, how many everybody has reviews and how many, what kind of profile do they have? How much content do they have? Is it relevant to what my consumer is looking? And then let me look at Katie or Christine or Gina's YouTube channel, or let me go out to YouTube. Is somebody talking about what the client is searching for? So if client is asking a question, is the content that you're putting an answer to a question, not what you think they should read? So now you got to learn how to put content out that answers a question, not put content out with keywords. It's not going to work. Okay? Okay, so start thinking like a YouTuber. That's what you're going to have to do. Google's AI is learning directly from YouTube, like I said. So when somebody says, if someone, who's the best landscaper near me? And you've got a video called Top 3 Lawn Care Tips in Austin, or Top 5 Curb Appeal Tips in Fresno, or 5 Ways to Improve Curb Appeal in Clovis, California, or how to improve your landscape, whatever it is, it's gonna see, oh, there's a video talking about lawn care tips that Google, Mitz just put in AI search. It's gonna bring a result back from what he said, because remember, Google can know everything that you said in the YouTube video, and the picture you put in a slideshow presentation, Google can read all that. And it's gonna show that result with a little link that if somebody clicked it, will take them right to Mitz's video. And hopefully Mitch didn't upload that video with just the title and paste it because he wanted to, I don't have time to do this, I gotta upload it. He decided to take the time and says, okay, there's a big old box that gives me about that much room 1,500 characters of description. I am going to put in a very good description. And if you're looking for more tips, visit my website. If you're searching for a home, visit here. And by the way, if you need more information on Houston, California, or whatever city, please visit this website. And you're providing, if you look at these YouTubers that are promoting product, there's a laundry list of links going everywhere. Yes, a lot of them are affiliate links. Who cares? You as a realtor says, hey, I'm the expert. Here's a laundry list. Here's my painter, my landscaper, my gardener, this person, this person, and this one, if you're talking about remodeling. And all you have to do is copy that, put it in a Word document for the next time you want to do it. But the top content is talking about the video, and the bottom one is just resource links. And YouTube and Google is going to say, you know what? Thank you for providing so much resource for my customers. I'm going to showcase you over the one that just put up a video hasn't done anything. So remember that. You got to keep it updated. Okay, let's go to that one. AI search. This is what it's going to look like. If you go to google.com, there's that little button. Try it out. It doesn't show you regular results like you used to. Trust me. And it's already showed that most people are already switching to using AI search because when they get on it, they just want information. Okay, AI over traditional links, of course. So, of course, some of you that monitor your business and your Google listing and traffic and your website traffic, it's going this way for now, and then it'll steady back up. That's why. Okay, eat expertise. So when you're creating content, gonna keep it real quick. When you're creating content for your website or anywhere else that you're doing it, Google's looking at how relevant are you? Are you your experience, expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthy? When you put out content, you gotta put out to show the content is based on experience, expertise, authority, and trust. Unique, original, real world useful, strong brand. It's saying, wow, thank you. You are, Gina, you're an expert. Man, I'm going to just showcase you even more instead of us just putting content out. It must be recommendation ready. Okay. Answers real questions. Write contents that show you're the expert. Include FAQ, how to comparison reviews, helpful visuals. A lot of work, but you got AI to help you come up with some of that stuff. Okay. Websites still get smarter, but they're going to use it differently. Your website, yes, your clients are still going to go there. They're still going to load. They're going to still search for properties. They're still going to search for home. So one of the things that just came out is Google is dropping some subtle hints. And they don't want your Google business profile to be passive. So those of you that have created a Google listing and it's just been sitting there, you're going to get dinged. It says, oh, you haven't done anything with this in 6 months. Doesn't want it to be passive. They want it to be full on an interactive engagement hub. Did you know that you can on your Google profile, you can set up chat?
Yes.
So ideally, Google wants to see a phone number in there. So if a client needs help and they hit that chat button, they're chatting with you directly. So go back to your Google profile. Every little spot needs to be filled out. And trust me, it needs to be filled out. Pushing businesses hard to start conversation. That's what it's doing, not just around customers. Well, so breakdown exactly what Google wants you to do directly is their most important recent newsletter owners. So remember, Google is pushing just for you to start a conversation with. That's why they push that chatbot. And then it adds an option now where you can add your social media links. Make sure you update those. So add social media links, make your post count because there's a section you can. So if somebody say, hey, I've been wanting to create a blog post, great. Do it on Google. Don't even do it on your website. Just do it on Google. So this is where you would create your post and then turn messaging on. It's gonna ding you if you don't. It's like, oh, you don't want to talk to my customers? Okay. Okay. What else? Just released lately, even though it's got a lot of things coming out, we got about 1 minute. Google just changed the process on a suspension process. So before, when you Google listing got boom, zapped, boom, gone. You had nowhere to talk to. You didn't understand why did it get suspended, etc. Now, Google will now tell you exactly why
Hmm.
your Google listing got suspended. And they're working on a process that you can fill out a form that you fill out that'll go directly to somebody. They'll look at it and make it more efficient for you to be able to like, okay, got it. Okay, get it reinstated. So not the best thing, but hey, it's better than nothing. At least somebody, or at least you're like, oh, that's why I got suspended. Got it. Okay. And those of you that need any help, this little buddy right here, Merchant, is actually really cool. And let me go to here, right here. This URL, we are going to, where's your chat? Here. Right there in your chat box. This is a company that we use out of Los Angeles, Riverside. Mitch uses it. Really freaking awesome. We use it as a brokerage. What it does, $99 a month. But once you program Page AI, it will actually automate your Google listing. It'll go through and update your profile. It'll go through and update all your services. If your descriptions are not there, it'll update them. It'll actually go in and create your FAQ. You got to provide all the pictures. So go into Brand Studio, upload pictures, because that's one thing. It'll reply all to your reviews for you. It'll create if you connect to your YouTube and Facebook account, it'll, based on timing and sequence, it'll create little mini videos and put them out that go right back to your Google listing. So what this does, it automates everything you're supposed to do on Google. It actually automates it for you.
There's a couple questions, Bob, if you're ready to take them.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Gina had asked earlier, once you tell the chat GPT who you are and ask or ask to be saved, do you still need to continue to explain who you are? No, correct? Yeah, because it's already saved in that particular chat. And then Julie asked, I think she clicked on or she took a photo of the QR code and she said she clicked on something and couldn't get it started.
Um, no. Let me see.
It took me to the chat GPT, so I think you just maybe have to log in.
There's a but. Which machine was it?
Well, no, I did the second one, so that was, whoops, I just got rid of it. ICA Builder. So maybe try it one more time.
This one?
Yeah, I think so.
Just go right here. Click here to get started.
And I think, yeah.
And it's going to start asking you a whole bunch of questions. Are you focused on buyers, sellers, agent recruiting? What kind of real estate do you specialize in? Who is your ideal client agent at the so far? And where is your territory? Drop these answers and you follow the step down. Okay, hopefully that helped. I put in the link in the chat bot real quick before I exit out. That is to this presentation. I hope it helps. I would love some feedback. I'm going to put this training onto the Century 21 Facebook global group and love for you guys to comment to see if I'm on the right track. Am I on the wrong track? Is there specific things that I covered that you would like to learn maybe in a 30-minute session? Mitch and I can do it again and maybe only do the ICA builder if that is what you want. But please let us know. And if you have any questions, you guys reach out to me. And thank you for attending. You guys have a great week.
Thanks, Bob.
Bye, guys.